Welcome to another edition of the Gospel of Photography. I'm Shenwa Kisomi, and today we'll be going a little into the future. Yes, we're going into the year 2030. Now, this I feel is really critical because there are many of us that don't have an idea of what the future actually is going to bring. Yes, nobody actually knows tomorrow, but nothing is wrong with actually planning for tomorrow. So in this episode, I'm actually going to give us an assignment. You see, a few years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, I wrote an article, more of an inspirational article that I titled A Day in My Life in 2025. And I described in detail from the very point that I woke up to the end of the day. And if you are watching this right now, you should actually visit the website right on your screen to read what a day in my life in 2025 actually is. That was about 3 or 4 years ago. And guess what? I'm even a little surprised as to the way a lot of it are coming to pass one by one. I mean, talking about you being the prophet of your life. You don't even have to wait for one pastor to tell you about your future. Here's what I want you to do. Sit down, maybe take about 1 or 2 hours to really think about where you want this photography to take you. Trust me, it will take about an hour to think about it. And I need you to put down in words that you will eventually send to me as an email. In fact, for me, I take it seriously when you eventually send this assignment. At least 1,000 words of what a day in your life will be by the year 2030. I think at the end of the day, by the time you're done with writing this, it will give you a clearer picture as to where you think you are heading, and perhaps it will even help you to be able to determine some type of photography jobs that you are doing now, because there are some things that you are doing right now that will probably not lead you to your photographic year of 2030. So do yourself a favor, sit down, plan where you think you need to be at 2030, put it into writing, and you'll be surprised. I mean, for me, it's something that has worked. It's an assignment that I've given so far over 500 of my students, and for those that have done it, it's been a remarkable difference in their lives, especially when they review the results about 2 to 3 years later. Remember, it's a minimum of 1,000 words a day in your life in the year 2030, describing how your day goes in a 24-hour span. Well, that's if you don't sleep at all, not like the 24-hour film, but let's just say from when you woke up till when you go back to sleep. Remember to read my own just to have an idea of what it really looks like. One of the other things that I probably should mention, I don't want to be saying in your own report maybe the type of car you are driving or the type of Versace bed that you slept on. I'm more particular about the quality of the things that you are doing. Because the idea is not to be materialistic. So I don't necessarily want to, just be saying, oh, I'm using a Canon 5000D that is 72 megapixel and I'm using a memory card that is 1 terabyte. That's not the focus of it. The question is, what exactly will you be doing, especially with that Canon 5000D? I mean, will you be on the moon shooting a portrait for a particular client or president that you admire? Will you be on the trip to planet Mars? Come to think of it, you could actually, be one of those that will be taking a trip to Mars then. What will a day in your life be in 2030? Get your imagination so wild, go on this trip, put it down in words, a minimum of 1,000 words, and send it to me at gospelofphotography@ellophotos.com. I don't need to mention whatever prize that you get, but I know that for whoever story that I found really interesting, something is in store for you. Take my word for it. So that's it for today's episode of the Gospel of Photography. Remember to send me feedback at my email there on your screen. Tweet me at Gospel of Photos. Visit Facebook page. Subscribe to this channel. And whatever you do, please keep taking those pictures. Soon and very soon we'll start, focusing a little more on the technicalities. Different types of cameras. Their specifications. Just hang in there. We'll soon get to that junction. My name is Shenwa Kisomi once again, and I'm here to help you on your photography journey. Stay tuned.